Welcome to the channel, Jaden Chase. Now, this saying must be the very truth. What is hidden in the dark must be revealed in the light. Now, law enforcement has charged a 47-year-old security guard named Ruan Rose, otherwise called Early B, with misprision of a felony in regards of the murder of Anika Slickianna Townsend, in which law enforcement state that Rushane Patterson was indeed the perpetrator. Now, it seems as if this security guard either knew of the murder or witnessed Rushane leaving with the body. This is the witness in which law enforcement has been searching for all this time. Separate and apart from locating Rushane Patterson, law enforcement was actively investigating the case. Law enforcement also stated that Mr. Patterson may have been involved in other incidents similar to those for which he has been charged. And as a result, detectives are appealing to the public for any information that may assist in those and the investigation of the death of Anika Slickianna Townsend. Law enforcement is confirming that they have captured a serial, a man who is known to have committed similar crimes. Similar crimes to what? The murder of Anika Slickianna Townsend and numerous assaults against women. And now, with the confession and statements from this security guard, the DPP has said yes, charges can now be brought against Rushane Patterson. And had it not been for the tireless work of law enforcement, Patterson would be able to get away with the murder of Slickianna after first trying to evade law enforcement, having them believe he was overseas, and even after being captured, saying that he himself was assaulted while in lockup. Also saying that law enforcement destroyed evidence, when it seems it was the opposite. Now, law enforcement is also pointing out that misprision of a felony is a serious crime, and they have stated that this is probably one of the reasons why crime and violence is perpetuated in certain inner city communities. As law enforcement who are actively, or detectives who are actively investigating the case, usually find themselves in the situations where little to no information can be gathered, even though sometimes these crimes are witnessed by numerous individuals. But we know it got this urban culture, not only in Jamaica or across the Caribbean islands, but also in North America. Even with the incident that happened recently with superstar rapper Takeoff, his death was witnessed by a whole heap of individuals. And you know what, go on? There's nobody willing to step forward and say, him do it. Nobody. Everybody claim them back the turn. Some people that tie them shoes late. Some people that look on them phone, text messenger come in. Everybody have an excuse why they never see nothing. But know that law enforcement has a security guard that clearly worked the shift during which they believe Anika Slickianna Townsend was murdered. And after now putting charges against him, then remember, this individual was just working his shift. Him see what him say. Him feel to initially say to law enforcement. But now that this happened to you, feel like him now tell law enforcement everything what him see? Or you think them could have established a timeline? Well, that was also done, as they said, with the assistance of the postmortem. But at least the family of Anika Slickianna Townsend can know that law enforcement is actively pursuing justice for their loved one. People like to say, social media influencer, forgetting that Anika Slickianna Townsend was also a mother, a daughter, a friend, a family member to many, who clearly will be missed. This individual will have the audacity to take her life and try to numerous other women. One murder, I'm going to state this, one is one too many. If this individual is truly guilty, then justice must be served. We can't say it no other way. And for those who are say, well, why them I try charging for something happened in 2018? I'm going to repeat this. That girl also deserves justice. Even to the woman who did stop the court, law enforcement have asked to call in and even tell them any piece of information that could have helped them in the investigation. Talk to me in the comment section. Now on to the other stories making headlines today. Now this is very strange. Detectives investigating the brutal slaying of 9-year-old Gabriel King are stating that they are facing numerous roadblocks, including legal fencing and lack of cooperation from individuals close to the case. Some have stated and alleged that these individuals close to the case may involve his parents, specifically mother, which mother now want help solve them you murder. Him even point to the fact that the family of Anika, Slickianna Townsend, cooperated with law enforcement to the fullest, which helped them in their investigations. Remember, couldn't hear what go on? They will continue the reasoning. Look and listen.
I am standing here on the Fairfield Main Road, where on Thursday, the 13th day of January 2022, 9-year-old Gabriel King's life was taken away. His body was found with his throat slashed in a blue Audi SUV. Since that time, the team of investigators, they have employed a range of technological, forensic, and cyber strategies in attempting to make a breakthrough in this case. We've collected statements. We've even brought an expert on a motor vehicle of the exact make and model to the one young Gabriel was killed in on that day. Based on what was reported to us, the crime scene was reenacted. Several case conferences were conducted by the detectives. Earlier on this year, my detectives made an application for a production order pursuant to Section 21 of the Cybercrimes Act for the mother of the deceased to give permission to have access to her cell phone. That cell phone has been in the custody of the police since January when this murder took place. On the 6th of September 2022, the production order was granted by the parish judge, stating that within 48 hours of the service of the order, that the key and communication cell site and other data surrounding the phone be handed over for the purpose of the criminal investigation into the murder of Gabriel King. Through her lawyers, she is now challenging the order made on September 6. This key aspect of the investigation is sub judice, and as such, I will refrain from discussing that aspect at this time. Investigations are time sensitive, and the shelf life of some forms of evidence is limited. We were able to close a 1,000 case in 3 weeks through hard work, cooperation, and support from our citizens and persons close to the investigation. I would say that from the day of this murder, we have been faced with roadblocks, some non-cooperation, and some legal fencing from persons who should be readily assisting with the investigation. I take this opportunity to appeal to the public. I am asking those who can help to support us to provide us with the information that they have. I am appealing to the conscience of that person who has some information that can help to solve this case, to call Crime Stop at 311 or to call the National Intelligence Bureau tip line at 811. The perpetrators of this crime are still walking free. I ask that you find it in your heart to come forward and tell us what you know.
Now this strange. Even the detective himself, who is a veteran member of law enforcement, seems to be shocked that individuals who are close to the case are refusing to help law enforcement. Now, I'm say a veteran of law enforcement, meaning same no of the culture. As we talked about earlier, a security guard was arrested for misprison of a felony, which is when someone fails to report knowledge of a crime to law enforcement. Now, clearly, these individuals cannot be charged with that crime. Maybe they've never witnessed nothing. But the fact that they have refused to help law enforcement with anything what them a ask of them to help solve the murder. No, law enforcement did not say it was the mother or any family member of that matter. But this is what people are stating. And if it is indeed true that family members would refuse to help out law enforcement, 9-year-old, it's not a situation where they must say, all right, this is a youth where they involved in a criminal activity and they don't want to get themselves involved in any form of criminal activity. That is something where people could have said, boy, it's rough, it's a serious situation. Them get themselves involved in a criminal activity and certain things happen and you don't want to get yourself involved in it. But at 9, come on. You feel them involved in enough form of criminal activity. Law enforcement that stated. This is the youth. We'd have him future hiding. So why nobody we could have help? No one help. Especially when law enforcement say close to the case. We don't have to be rocket scientists. We know say close to the case clearly mean family and either family friends. Would it be far-fetched to believe say when law enforcement say individuals close to the case, them actually refer to family members? No, it would not. So if we now confirm that, them no want help out. It seems strange. Numerous people already start to say, yo, well, this is what them believe happen, and this is why them no want cooperate. But we have never seen this. And as I point out, the detective himself has clearly never seen, somebody lose them youth and now try to do everything. You have some people who even know them youth involved in a criminal activity, but that somebody else take them life and them do everything to get justice for them youth. Even though law enforcement will tell us, yo, these individuals were indeed members of, criminal organizations themselves. But the Constitution states if someone takes a life, commits murder, they should be charged, prosecuted, and then sentenced. So in this situation where a law-abiding, a youth, 9, we didn't have to say law-abiding, we have to tell us the person are 9. And them no want help out. Talk to me in the comment section. And to the reason again, live, love, and prosper. And of course, stay tuned.